The boy saw that the fish in the pond were already rotting, and only then did he realize that this place was not ordinary. He plucked a flower bud and opened it, only to find a human tooth inside. Fear slowly crept into his heart. The next day, he gathered a large amount of supplies, preparing to leave. Although this might be a terrifying cannibal island, at least it gave Pi and the tiger a chance to catch their breath. After drifting for an unknown period of time, Pi finally reached another shore. This time, it wasn't an island, but the coast of Mexico. Exhausted both physically and mentally, he stepped onto the land. A few days later, he saw the tiger jump off the lifeboat and disappear into the jungle without looking back. The fierce companion who had helped him survive was now completely gone from his life. When passersby found and rescued Pi, he was crying uncontrollably, not from the joy of being saved, but because he had lost a friend who had endured hardship with him. The shipping company sent people to investigate the shipwreck, but when Pi told them his incredible story, the investigators thought it was complete nonsense. They couldn't believe that there could be an island full of mongooses that had never been discovered. They demanded Pi tell the so-called true story so they could close the case. Helplessly, Pi told another version. When the storm hit, the cook and the sailors were already on the lifeboat. The cook used a life ring to pull Pi aboard, and Pi's mother swam to the boat as well. Later, one sailor broke his leg while jumping into the lifeboat, and the wound became severely infected. To deal with the food shortage, the cook cruelly killed the injured man for meat. This led to a conflict between Pi's mother and the cook. She slapped the cook in the face. Surprisingly, the brutal cook didn't retaliate. A week later, Pi was beaten by the cook for releasing a sea turtle. To protect her son, the mother fought back with all her strength, but was eventually strangled to death by the cook. In revenge, Pi killed the cook, and then drifted alone across the Pacific, surviving on his own. This second story seemed more believable, but the question remained, why didn't the ruthless cook fight back when slapped? Because this version was also a lie. The real truth was even darker and more horrifying than both stories. Many viewers overlooked Pi's father in the film. As a child, he had polio, which left him with a limp. In fact, the four family members had boarded the lifeboat together. The so-called zebra was not a sailor at all, but Pi's father. After his infected leg worsened, Pi's brother amputated it, but due to the lack of proper medical care, the father eventually died. In order to survive, the brother suggested eating their father's flesh. Naturally, the mother strongly opposed this, which led to a fierce argument between the two. Driven mad by hunger, the brother brutally killed the mother. Eventually, overwhelmed by guilt, the brother willingly allowed Pi to kill him. Pi survived by feeding on their bodies, but some questions still remained. Pi had an exceptional memory since childhood. Later, when talking to journalists, he firmly stated that he had no memory of saying goodbye to his girlfriend, and insisted that he had lost her. There was only one explanation: she had been on the boat. The mouse eaten by the tiger, the cannibal island, all of them symbolized Andy, his girlfriend. The roots of the island's plants represented her meridians, the mongooses were maggots born from her rotting body, the rotting fish in the pond corresponded to her stomach acid, and the flower bud Pi plucked was her fallen tooth. People often refuse to accept cruel truths because human nature is fundamentally good. Most people prefer to believe the first version of the story. Our inner peace and sense of belonging come from our kindness, while courage, and the will to survive, come from the darkness we endure.